This is the video review for Transformers Generations Deluxe Class Wheeljack. Wheeljack, finally, Hasbro has met our fan demands and has brought the classic Mad Scientist back. He still, sports the same red and white and green color scheme like he did back in the old Generation 1 days back in the 80s. But this up-to-date Neo Transformer version of Wheeljack, this thing is just spot on gorgeous. He shares the same body mold as Trax, just a little bit of a retool, especially with the front spoiler here, and that just gives him that wide body lip there at the front. But yeah, this thing is just gorgeous, and he's got a spoiler now too. So now, unfortunately, just like Trax, with Trax's flight mode, you can rotate the back panel here to add on his weapons, but because of the rear spoiler, you can't do that with Wheeljack. Another thing is as well too is the wrenches that he comes with. They clip on here on the sides just like with Trax, and they look like real exhausts. They don't look like missiles hanging out on the side of the vehicle itself. And this thing just rolls great, and transformation, unlike Trax, is spot on, and everything clips into place nicely at the same time as well too. And nice clear tinted windows as well. But yeah, it's just a gorgeous looking alt mode there for Wheeljack. I'm not going to get into the flight mode on this thing because Wheeljack never had a flight mode back in the 80s, and it's not exactly the ripest of transformations there, especially if you have the reveal the shield Trax, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's just get into the transformation itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and everyone's seen the other reviews here on YouTube at the same time, so I'm going to go ahead and remove the wrenches here. Those are the wrenches, and I'm going to separate this, reveal the arms. Weapon storage is here on this little green brace, and that's for his shoulder mounted rocket launcher. Pull this down. I'm going to go ahead and separate that's my baby. I'm going to go ahead and separate the legs here and pull these down, pull them back up, and there's his feet, and you kind of slightly pull down here on the legs, flip the doors back. One unfortunate thing that I miss here on Wheeljack is the 538. If you have the reveal the shield Jazz, you'll know that he's got his number 4, but Wheeljack, they did not implement the 538 here on him. So let's go ahead and get that down. Let's pull this back panel up and push that up to reveal the head. Go ahead and take these two little pegs here, and they're going to clip on in the back here and form the backpack. Just get that in there. Now let's bring this. Got to slide these wings out here. My Wheeljack's been sitting on my display shelf here for a while, so it's been a while since I had a chance to mess with this here. So I'll pull those up, and let's go ahead and flip out the wing pieces here. And this panel keeps going back inside. There we go. And just plug that in there. And the wheels is kind of your preference on how you want to do them. There we go. Make sure everything's brought down. And there's Wheeljack. One unfortunate thing with Wheeljack here is, let me scoot the camera back, is that he's a little bit on the short side, but Wheeljack's never been a tall character. Even with the original Generation 1 toy, he's always been kind of short and stubby and always had wide feet. The missile launcher here is going to go ahead and clip onto the gray back panel here with this little clip. And he's got great light piping as well too. And the exhausts, they become his wrenches. Let's get that one in here. So, there's your mad scientist. And he looks great. I mean, he's got the same articulation as Trax itself. You know, you got ball jointed shoulders, you have the hinged elbows, swivel at the hands, back and forth on a ball joint at the hips, swivel at the knees. You got some playability here because the feet are on ball joints. If you want, you can also take these toes. If you have the short man syndrome here, you can flip the toes actually around, or not the toes, but the heels, his heel spurs here in the back, and you can flip them upside down to try to add a little bit of height. It's not gonna be too noticeable, and it kind of gives him a feel like he's got high heels on there, but you know, it works. It does give a little bit of height to the figure itself. But yeah, there you go. I mean, that's Wheeljack for you. Just bring that down a little bit there. And he does have great light piping. It's probably not picking up here on my camera. And his head is on a ball joint as well too, so he can look up and down, cockeyed. He can look left and right, and then it's just all a matter of positioning that shoulder missile there. I wish it was a little bit off to the side to give a little bit more playability. I'm not a big fan of him holding the wrenches all the time either, so what I like to normally do is I'll go back here and take the wrenches, and there's two little stubs there that hang off the side and the back of his legs, and I'll just plug them in there for storage. But yeah, no, he's a great figure. It's great to have Wheeljack again. I never personally owned the original Wheeljack back from the 80s, and I've always envied all my friends that always had Wheeljack as well too. But this thing is just superb, and it represents him and is a great homage to the original. And you know, like I said, it's you know, with the Neo design here for an updated Transformer, this thing is just spot on perfect. So there you go, Transformers Generations Wheeljack.